Hi guys, and happy frickin' October, aka spooky month. Let's get really festive this year and look into some sort of dog legends or some really creepy, darker stories about dogs, which you wouldn't think that there are any, but I found some. So I'm excited to get these videos recorded and posted all throughout October so we can be extremely festive this year. Before we get into today's story, I want to remind you guys to please subscribe and make sure that you click the little dingy bell so you get notified every single time we post a new video, and we appreciate you. Today, we are talking about Cerberus. Cerberus is the three-headed dog in Greek mythology. Cerberus's father was Thyon, and Thyon was a giant fire-breathing dragon with hundreds of heads and hundreds of wings. He was one of the most feared gods in Greek mythology. He just wanted to create hell for everyone on earth and had no love in his heart. Now, his mother, aka just a smoke show in Greek mythology, her name was Echidna, and Echidna was half woman, half snake. So her head and her torso were that of a beautiful, beautiful woman, and her waist down, she was a snake. Echidna was known for her really, really deep, dark eyes, and she lived in a cave where she would lure men and then she would eat them. Okay, so not only was she hot, but she was a super bitch, okay? From those two came Cerberus, their son. Cerberus was a ginormous three-headed dog. He was also known for having hundreds of other heads because his mane was made out of venomous snakes, including his tail. Not only was he 5,000 pounds, but he stood at 15 feet tall. Also very, very feared. I mean, his parents are who his parents are, so obviously he was going to get a lot of these characteristics. He also has the strongest bite per square inch of any other canine species. Okay, so he's huge and he's scary and he could hurt the shit out of you. Cerberus's job was to guard the gates of the underworld, aka hell, and he was also a very loyal servant to Hades. Every time I think of Hades, I think of the cartoon movie Hercules and Hades in that movie where he's got like the blue flame. But every time I think of hell or Hades, I picture that, and it's funny because it's not even scary. But anyways, he was the guardian of the underworld, and what he was meant to do was to make sure that any of the dead were to stay in the underworld and none of the living were to come to the underworld unless granted permission by Hades. If you were to try to get past Cerberus, you would be eaten alive. Yes. Cerberus actually was extremely kind and loving and so like welcoming to not only like the souls that were coming into Hades, like the new souls coming into Hades, but he was also just very loving and kind to any of the dead already in Hades. But if you tried to cross him, he would eat you. Cerberus's story in Greek mythology is extremely short-lived. So once I tried to figure out how Cerberus actually became the guardian of the underworld, I couldn't really find anything except there are legends that say that he was so big and scary and people just feared him so much that Hercules kind of, saw the in to take him and give him to Hades as the guardian of the underworld. Again, this is just legend and people don't really know how he became the guardian of the underworld. But towards the end of Cerberus's story, another god requested Hercules to go down to the underworld and capture Cerberus and bring him up to Earth because this god didn't think that it was doable. Cerberus is so big and scary and would eat you if you tried to pass him or get close to him. So this god didn't think that it was actually doable. Hercules, being Hercules, actually did capture Cerberus, the three-headed dog, and brought him back to Earth. No one really knows if Cerberus came up to Earth and was praised and sang to and loved by everyone on Earth, or if he snuck back to Hades to continue being the guardian of the underworld. No one really knows, but let's just say he should probably be in Hades guarding the underworld, because I mean, if the shoe fits, you know? One thing we do know is Cerberus was a big, semi-gentle giant, but if you crossed his path, you would be eaten. So there is the story of Cerberus, the three-headed dog of Greek mythology. I know, we never thought that dogs could be evil until today. It's true. Or is it? Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed, like, and comment down below. And don't forget to click the little dingy bell. Don't forget to click the little dingy bell to make sure that you get notified next week when we post our next spooky, weird legend, dog legend. Because the next one is pretty creepy, okay? The next one's pretty creepy. Whatever.